Pressure.
Legal. Destructive.
Underground.
Soil erosion.
Dark. Digging.
Yung mind survey.
Dangerous.
Pressure.
Commodity.
Beneficial.
Bad. Total destruction. Complicated.
Double-edged.
So, could you tell us about your knowledge about mining?
My only knowledge about mining is that the bad effects that it contributes to the environment.
Actually don't know much about mining. All I know is there's a lot of controversies surrounding the topic, especially in the Philippines.
Mining. So the first thing that comes to my mind when it comes to mining is the commercial about Lex that most of the people wanted to stop because of their activities. And the other one is, when it comes to mining, I think of jewelry, gold, silver, and the such copper.
In a nutshell, mining is a process by which we extract what is natural in the earth. Or
Of course, I know. Mining is, pag-ano ng lupa to collect metals and other minerals from the soil.
what's your knowledge about mining?
Mining. As an occupation, I guess it's simply extracting valuable earth from underground or on the surface, not necessarily any of them yet. And that.
So, how do you think mining affects you as a normal student?
I think the products of mining have positive effects, are useful for me as a student because we always use gadgets which are made of nickel or products of mining. So I think it's very useful naman for us, for me personally.
I'd like to take it in both sides because mining has its own negative and positive effects. Negative is when you mine, let's say illegal mining, it affects the environment badly. But on the other hand, our materials, like for example, our ball pens, there's the metal parts of the ball pen. It's from mining, so it affects us. We don't know it, but it actually affects us gradually to the extent that we won't be able to use some of our resources, or our stuff for school without money.
It affects me by which, in the sense that the riches extracted from the earth are used or manufactured into things that I use as a student, such as cell phone.
Short term, almost nothing positive or negative. But long term, I guess, environmentally wise, negatively, I think it would affect us a lot. Especially if it's unrestricted. But positively, a lot of infrastructure and tools are made because of that. So I think it's good overall.
Which do you think outweighs this? The positive or the negative? If we're gonna say that mining brings many good effects to us, but the negative effects it causes gives outweighs more than the positive it gives because there are not enough measures that the government undertakes so that the environment will be protected or preserved at least.
Depends. For me, it depends on the situation because I've seen some mining companies. I think there's a law about mining companies being responsible, so they have to rehabilitate the areas they mine. So I think if they do that, as in they follow all the laws prescribed by our legislation, I think it's a good. Positive things outweighs the negative effects because they lessen the negative effects.
Yeah, That's
And
right.
it's a lot of use. There's a lot of use of mining, especially nowadays that we have a lot of stuff.
I think in our society now, mining is more on the negative side because we don't know how to use our resources well. Because admit it, the government didn't educate us well about mining and where it should be done and how it should be done. And the other negative part is that mining nowadays is like it's like a business. It's just a business like sari-sari store. That, oh, there's gold here. Let's go. Let's mine. And without proper knowledge, as I mentioned before, it's starting to play a negative impact in our.
Sa panahon kasi ngayon, medyo practical na ako. So, ay parang mas mabigat na ngayon yung yung positive side ng mining. Since, yun nga, di lang naman isang tao yung nagbe-benefit from mining. Marami naman.
So, what are your insights about total banning of mining in the Philippines? Are you in favor or are you not?
For me, even though I'm still not informed about it, I think it's not totally rightful for those who are in advocate about mining to totally ban mining because there can be still possibilities of there are still advantages in mining in their own view. They only need to justify that.
Personally, no. As in total, no. Because as I've said, there are good effects of mining. The products, and we use it every day. Diba? With the cell phones pa lang. We use it every day and it's very useful. We just have to be, I think, mine corporations just have to embody the responsible mining. They just have to be conscious of what they do in the environment. So, and I think it's possible naman to really rehabilitate. So, I'm not for total ban.
I guess I'm more in favor of it. Although I think that it was not necessary. Like just first thoughts, not necessary. Kasi parang that means that we have to get a lot of things from outside the country and that isn't helpful.
I think total banning of mining in the Philippines is quite problematic because where will we get our resources? I mean, what the government must do is that they should reform the laws regarding mining and they should provide provide higher standards for opening mining sites because what people don't know about mining because it benefits all of us, and on the other hand, total banning of mining won't stop them from mining. I guess the government must be strict on implementing the rules because, well, as we need, the government is just when you give them money, then you can go mine.
I do not see the rationale behind it. I do not agree with totally banning mining because it is essential to a developing country and, well, it is essential to humanity.
I agree with it because many of our forests now are denuded because of the mining that is conducted in the Philippines.
I'm not favor of total ban. Siguro from sa ibang parts lang ng Philippines, like mga sobrang preserve talaga. Kasi hindi naman natin maiwasan talaga na mag-mine. Tsaka it's a necessity na sa panahon ngayon.
So, down to our last question. Do you think we could survive without mining? Why or why not? Oh, yes, we as human beings can survive without mining because our race have, well, reached this point in history. In the primitive times, we were able to manage to their day-to-day living without mining. But we, as 21st century humanity, cannot completely survive without mining because our technology is heavily dependent upon the riches that are extracted.
We could not survive without mining because in mining, it is where we get our metals. It is where we get our metals, and metals are of great use in our for our everyday living. So how are we going to survive without mining? Where would we get our spoons,
Yeah.
our cooking needs, or our basic needs?
Feeling ko ngayon, mahirapan na yung tao mag-adjust kung ititigil yung mining. Pero makakasurvive naman. Pero yung mahirapan lang.
I think the young ones because we're so much dependent on the technologies or the gadgets we use. So, and if there's no mining, we can have those products. So, I don't think it's possible nowadays.
Yeah.
Before, kung wala, di pa uso yung market. Now, no. We're too dependent.
Yes, we can. Although at a smaller scale of civilization, a lot of the technology that we make, I think, a lot of it's thanks to mining. So without it, a lot of things would disappear. But yes, we would survive.